Great Grandma Annie's book, Part 2. The house we lived in was a big one, with many rooms. Someone lived upstairs and someone else lived in part of downstairs. We were not allowed upstairs nor in the other part of the house when there were other people living there. But we children liked it when we had the whole downstairs, as there was so much more room to play. One day when we were playing in the bedroom, Tommy put his head through a hole in the window shade and began to turn around and round until he was on his tiptoes and was choking. I got a hold of him and was able to hold him up while screaming for Mama to come. She was in the kitchen and she came and got him untangled or unwound. She told me it was a good thing I was strong enough to hold him up or he soon would have choked. What I used to really enjoy was when Papa would get or borrow a horse and buggy and take us all to Grandma's house. She must have lived on a farm, as there were dogs, cats, and calves around the yard. There were lots of chickens and maybe some geese and turkeys. Grandma's house was big with many rooms, but we were not allowed to explore. The trips were after dark, and we children were soon fast asleep. We had a wonderful day and lots to eat. Mama was a small person, and to me very pretty, with lots of dark hair. I often remember her singing for us as she rocked little Joanna. One of the songs she sang was At the Cross. I learned some of it. I also learned that Christine, Johanna, and I all had Anna as our first name. Papa was a tall man with blue eyes and light brown hair. He was very good to us. Sometimes I sat on his lap when he was reading his paper. I would pick out what few letters of the alphabet that I knew, and at other times I would spread the paper out on the floor and very proudly pick out the few letters that I knew. This was to be our last Christmas at home, but like other years, there were no special preparations for Christmas. Papa had brought some things for us when he came home from work, but of course we didn't know about it until we woke up in the morning. Christine and I were each given a little doll which had a china head and hands and cloth body. We were very happy. We were warned that they would break if they were hit or dropped. We soon forgot our warning and were making our dolls walk towards each other as we sat on our bed. After playing that way for a while, the dolls were bumped together and my doll's head got broken. Papa comforted me by saying he would try to get another head for my doll. He did not get one, however. I do not remember what the other children got as their Christmas presents. Papa and Mama were very good to us. Soon spring came, and the river was high, clear to the dock, and maybe over it. I would stand on the high bank and watch things float with the current. Muskrats would go by with their mouths full of long grass. I was not afraid of them as long as I was up on the high bank. We would even see snakes swim across the river. Papa had been away for some time. One night I woke up to voices, and the lamp was lit. I started to get up to see what was going on, because it wasn't morning. I started to get up to see what was going on as I heard Mama cry out in pain. One of the women told me it wasn't morning yet and I was able to sleep some more. I did go to sleep again, and in the morning I was told I had a new baby sister. I was allowed to see her and Mama right away. We called her Matilda. That was my favorite aunt's name. We all liked Aunt Matilda. She was young and pretty and very kind to us. One day Mama told me that our Aunt Matilda had died. I felt very bad, as I had begun to realize what death meant. 11. Our new home. Papa still hadn't come home, so when Mama got well, we went to Wiley, where Papa was working. We got there. Papa took us to an old blacksmith shop where we were to live. I watched him as he sawed a hole in the roof to put the stovepipe through so we could have our own stovetop. We had one big room to live in, and it had two great big doors on the front and a smaller door on one side. Papa had cleaned it up before we came, and Mama fixed it more after we got there. Papa came home to dinner at this place. I helped Mama by putting dishes and silver in their proper places on the table. I also put their chairs around my playground. As the big doors led to the wooden sidewalk, there was no yard left to play in. I would go over to the grain elevator and watch the operator work. I also liked to walk or run on top of the freight cars that were standing by the elevator. I would leap across the space between them. The elevator man would keep track of me, as he would send me home if there was a train coming, or if there was danger around the